Welcome to another episode of the Go for CEO channel. I've got another great guest, a local badass, a guy that's been doing some great things over the last few years. And I know that myself, I got to meet him. Let me put these glasses back on. I had a chance to meet him quite a few years ago when I accidentally dropped my phone. And I was looking around for someone to help me. I Googled this person. He's down the road from me in the Aurora, Naperville area in Illinois. And all of a sudden I see the doctor. So we've got the doctor in the house, Dr. Gadget, phone and tablet repair, the CEO. And let me tell you again, smash that like button because you're going to really enjoy today's interview. I know this guy's going to bring the incredible energy and everything about being a CEO entrepreneur. So, we interview founders, CEOs, entrepreneurs that are startups to 25 million in gross revenue. We have fun listening to them, to the ups, the downs, the marketing minds, the operations, scaling, and so much more, so that you could become the CEO of your life and CEO of your business. So, Mo, Huck, welcome to the Go for CEO channel.
What's up, John? How you doing?
Good, my friend. How you been?
Awesome. Thank you for having me, man. I can talk to you a little about Dr. Gadget, about myself, and hopefully help future entrepreneurs grow. So
I love it. And that's what it's all about, man. So look, we usually like to start the Go for CEO channel interview with a little bit about your background, where you come from, and kind of what set the seeds of greatness of where you're at now. So go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. So I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset, even since like back in the day when I was a little kid, like 6, 7 years old. We used to live in these like apartments back in Hoffman Estates, and I would just sell like candy door to door. Like our one of our uncles, he would always come and get us. We would go to Costco, get a bunch of candy for us, and I would just go knocking door to door selling candy. And by the age of 12, I had my own lawn mowing company where it was me and a couple of my buddies. I would just go same thing, door to door, just asking people, hey, would you like your lawn mowed, whatnot. And it was pretty good because I'd be mowing the lawn. One of them would be like raking leaves and stuff, and the other one would be doing edging the lawn. So it's always just had that like business mindset. And then throughout high school, like I would sell phones and stuff like that, just like here and there. And even in high school, I was like fixing phones on the side just for fun. Back when the iPhone, iPhone 1 first came out, the original iPhone. So I've always had that like business mindset, just wanting to do something different. And I went to school at NIU. That's where I graduated from, and I got my marketing, my bachelor's of science in marketing and sales, professional sales certificate. So I was doing business to business sales for dental supplies for about maybe like about 6, 7 months. And one of my cousins who owns a cell phone repair store as well, he's like, man, you should really open up a store. It's going to be good. I know you already have the business mindset. You know how to do it. You have your bachelor's degree too, which will help too. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Me and my brother, we actually made it happen and opened up the first Dr. Gadget store in January of 2015. January 2015. So it's been 5 years now. And just going strong. We went from pretty much fixing phones on the side at home, just for fun, or like while we're at school, fixing phones, and then just turned that like hobby into a career pretty much. So it's been pretty exciting.
And you said it right. One of the major reasons people get into business and become a CEO of their life is they find something that they get passionate about, which for you was the seeds of greatness of, hustling and bustling and making that money, right? Going to get your education, which is great, but then coming back to the roots of, man, your family seems to have had an influence on you, and your cousin shares with you this great idea. So you get into business, but what does that actually look like for you? You get out of school, you get a job, but then 6 months later, you start your own business.
So in my head, it was like this, like I was doing dental supply sales, and it did really good. I mean, it was all commission based, business to business. So I was killing it. I was doing really good. I had a decent amount of money saved up from previous and from doing that as well. And then my brother and I were like, man, let's do something. We've been wanting to be our own bosses. We have the money saved up. Let's do something that we're good at, that, we're going to enjoy doing. It's not going to be a chore. Like I enjoy, coming to work every day. It doesn't feel like work. It feels just like, okay, I'm going to do what I do best. You know what I mean? So that's one of the main, reasons I do it. And the goal is to have a bunch of stores,
I love it. I love it. And, so did you start to develop maybe the knack of it just by sheer practice of trying to fix these things, or did you get a certification as well?
Yeah. So originally, yeah, no, originally it was definitely just practice on the, just did it for fun. YouTube videos that helped a lot. And
Hmm.
then when we decided, my brother and I, we decided we're going to open up the store, we actually got our certification. Went flew out to Atlanta. It was a week long. It was about like $1,500, but it was definitely worth it. I mean, I knew a lot of the stuff that they were teaching us,
Hmm.
but it was still good to learn different techniques that other people know, that other people who have been in the industry. And so it definitely helped with getting the certification, learning different tricks, and how to approach it when you have an actual business versus doing it from in your car or in your basement. So
Awesome. Awesome. So you get certified, you and your brother, you've got some capital behind you. What's the
right.
first move that you made? Was it looking for a retail location? How does that
Yeah.
experience trying to negotiate maybe a lease? Tell us a little bit about, how you set yourself up initially.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, our main thing was we wanted to find a good, like, somewhere where there's a lot of traffic. Definitely, there's our main thing was the Best Buy, because the Best Buy is right here
Oh,
in front of Dr. Gadget, the Aurora location. And I was like, man, it'll be good because people walk out of Best Buy, look across the parking lot, they'll see Dr. Gadget in big blue letters, phone and tablet repair. Because Best Buy used to fix devices, then they stopped doing it, and now they're doing it again. It's really weird, but now it's super strange because the same thing that I do for $100, they charge 170, $180. So
wow.
and we get it done in an hour versus like 2 3 days you have to wait sometimes. So we get it done right away. That's another thing that people love. They want something done right there and then now. They don't want to wait. So that's what we're able to do now.
Speed of the game, and obviously the cost effectiveness as well. So,
Oh
so
yeah.
tell us the first, probably 3, 6, 9 months, you were probably making millions like right away, right?
Yeah, I wish, man. Soon, hopefully, inshallah, God willing, if God allows it, we're gonna have 100 stores. That's the goal, 100 to 200 to 500, and just full takeover. That's the goal, as always. But no. So yeah, you asked about lease negotiations as well. So I forgot to mention that, but we talked to the landlord at the current at the Aurora location, and they were super helpful. They're like, yeah, let's do it. Obviously you want to start super low and then work your way up to, but the rent, it ended up being worth it to do because it was kind of high. Like oh, my bad. It was hard to negotiate because it was the first time doing negotiations like that. But that's funny. The phone it's got a text message coming in, so it just like shut off.
Vibrate.
But you can see me good, right?
Yeah, still good.
Awesome. But yeah, so we got the lease negotiations down. The landlord was happy, we're happy, and so we started the build out in January. Got that all set up. The goal was to open up March 1st, so that's why we joined. We joined the Chamber of Commerce. That was a good way to get our name out there a little bit. And the goal was to have it open by March 1st. We ended up actually opening in February, so the construction got done a little bit faster. So that was nice. We started doing repairs, but we still had our grand opening in March, and they wrote a little article about us in the Beacon News, so it was really cool. And yeah, so that's how it started, and then we just started like promoting really hard on social media, Google, Yelp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. Just got on there, just started putting up little deals and sales, and it started. I would say we were probably broke even in the 6 months. Surprisingly, most businesses, they take a year or two. But yeah, we just alhamdulillah. It was definitely the blessings from above, from God, because we weren't able to do anything that I'm able to do now. I wouldn't be able to do if it was obviously God's blessings and with the help of friends and family too. So.
I love it. I love it, man. So there's seems to also be a great faith foundation of what talk about and how you go out there to the marketplace. So what gave you that inkling of, hey, you know, I've got to put it into SEO. I've got to put it into Google. I've got to put it into this. So how did you formulate that? Because that's, you know, part of marketing and strategy. Was
Yeah.
it that both you and your brother already had a little bit of understanding, maybe through education or through your
Well,
own?
yeah. So that was actually a lot to do with me going to NIU. Like it was so everything is about marketing, right? Like you see the McDonald's logo, for example. You see the M, everyone knows what it is. Like you know, and you know, probably throughout the whole world. Same thing with like Coca-Cola. It's like it's branding. Branding is very, very important. So you know, we set up a budget for everything. Like, okay, this is how much we're gonna spend on this. This is how much we're gonna spend on this, and then we just did it. And a lot of the ads I did myself on like, you know, Facebook and Google. Like I just started posting stuff myself. And then down the road, like it was probably like about a year down the road, we ended up hiring an actual company to do the all our SEO. One of my friends actually, he built a website for me. So like that was all like organic. Like, you know, we didn't, you know, really pay for that. And then down the road, we started paying for more SEO on the website. And now even now we have like the mobile repairs on the website, so that's pretty exciting. Where we go to people's houses and do the repairs over there. That's a whole nother, you know, ball
Other
game.
service. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So look, you know, those first 6 to 9 months, I mean,
Yeah.
from what you put in as capital, maybe a down payment for the lease and signing that contract and everything, sounds like you got to almost break even basically.
Oh yeah.
Which means that obviously whatever capital Go for CEO community he put in, let's call it 20 grand as an example, you know, he got back to making that through the repairs and the services and selling. The net profit got him back to even. So let's talk about 9 months, right, into 2 years. Over the next couple of years, what did you guys see as the reasons why people were starting to come in and come back possibly?
So I mean, the main thing honestly was it's a service, right? We're providing a service for people. So customer service is very, very important. You want to be able to provide a service that, you know, XYZ shop or the shop down the road can't provide. And that's one thing that, you know, really helped us because we treat customers like their family, essentially. Like if a phone cannot, if it's not worth fixing, we'll let the customer know, hey, I'll be honest with you, this is how much it's going to cost to fix. I don't recommend doing it. If you really want to get it done, it is possible. You know, we'll get it done because the main thing is making sure the customer has a positive experience and they leave with some sort of knowledge about, okay, you know, like I don't, you know, like now I got some good advice. I know what I should and shouldn't do. I know what I can and can't do, you know? So
No doubt.
that's very important. Hey,
No
Chris, we have a
doubt.
customer.
Did you start to also have maybe some sort of CRM, right? Obviously, you know, you start getting these clients, you're in retail. How did you start to gather the data that, you know, Joe Smith is in Aurora, you know, Ali Sue is in Naperville, you know, to start to see, or did you even think about those things the first few years about gathering the data and emails and those things?
Yeah, no, we definitely did. The main thing was it just all started on just you know, like invoice paper, just like this, and we hold on. Hear me?
Yep.
All right. I'm still getting calls in there.
That's all right.
So, but yeah, so we got there's a lot of asking the customer questions like, oh, where'd you come from, or how did you hear about us, you know, like that kind of things. And there most of the, like I would say 99% of the time people are super friendly, like, oh, I heard about you from a friend. It was a lot of word of mouth, surprisingly, because like I said in the beginning, I mean, we were treating everyone like their family. Like you know, even if, let's say, worst case scenario, like one of us, somebody's doing the repair and something gets don't go in front of it. Something gets damaged, right? We'll go you know, we'll go above and beyond to make it right. Like if I have to buy a customer a new device, I'll do it. Like I've had to do it before. You know, there's you know, like let's say I'm like in the middle of hiring a new technician and he damages a customer's device. I'm not gonna just be like, oh no, we can't fix it. No, I'm gonna do what's right? Like it's the golden rule. That's very, very important. You know, treat others how you want to be treated, right? So if somebody messed up my device, I would expect, you know, a working device of, you know, at least, you know, equal value. So that was very, very important for us. Like, man, okay, if we need to buy a customer a new device, we're gonna buy them that new device. We're gonna go above and beyond to make it right. We're gonna do what others will not do, what others are not willing to do, we're gonna do it. That I think, you know, definitely helped us you know, succeed to the level that we're at right now.
Interesting, interesting. You know, so you really look, you're talking about a lot of foundational things that I think people should think about, right, in their life. To become the CEO of your own life, you have to treat people like you want to be treated, right? Like you said, the golden rule. You know, so as you're in business, you know, you've taken us through the journey that the first 9 months you got to break even, which is awesome. You start to allocate funds for different marketing and things, and it seems like a year or two into it, you even stepped up your game with a better website, a better, you know, graphics, all these types of things. So what are some things that you and your brother initially over the first couple of years started saying, like, all right, hey, I have to tweak this part, or I have to, you know, learn this part? What are some journeys that you can share with the audience?
Honestly, like one of the very important thing for us was like finding a good supplier, right, for the parts and, you know, inventory. It makes a huge difference. You know, like we were using a few local suppliers at the time, and I mean, it was there's with any part, right, there's always going to be a defect rate, right? Like out of 100 screens, there's going to be one or two that are bad, right? So we're that was one of the problems. Like if we had any issue with the part, we would always warranty it out as long, you know, there was no physical damage. We'd take care of them in that sense. But wait, what was the other thing you asked me?
No, yeah. So your train of thought there was perfect. Is just trying to share with, you know, us, like, what were you thinking as things were tweaking? You know, so you said, like, right there, you got a different supplier possibly after a while because you saw the quality get better at a different supplier. So what are some other things that you learned about your business over the first couple of years that you wanted to tweak?
Wait, I just had a customer walking. I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
No,
what else I want to tweak about what?
Yeah, what in the first couple of years, what were some other things that you and your brother thought about tweaking in the business? Like you just said, a supplier and the you know, the tools that we're using. You know, what are some other things that you thought of, maybe marketing wise or operations or bringing on new people?
Yeah, I mean, once we started actually getting like busy, like a lot, you know, more repairs coming in, like we definitely had to hire, you know, 2-3 people. We trained them ourselves. That's what made it definitely help a lot, because we essentially molded them to what we expect out of, you know, how I do the repairs is exactly how I want all my technicians to do the repair. So our training is a little bit longer than most places. We, you know, some people pick it up fast, you know, 1 month, 2 months. Some people will tell them like, hey, you're going to be in training for 6 months. You're going to get paid for it. But, you know, once you're 100% down, once you work, do repairs how Dr. Gadget does repairs, that, you know, that's going to make a big difference. And that's when, you know, we're going to officially hire someone. So, I mean, sometimes it's as fast as 1 to 2 months. Sometimes it takes 6-7 months, you know. So it, you know, training people to work how you need the work to be done the right way the first time, warranting it properly, you know, making sure we test everything 2 or 3 times during the whole process. That, you know, that plays a huge role in, you know, tweaking, as far as, you know, tweaking stuff out. And then once we, another thing that we started noticing was a lot of customers, they were coming from the Oswego area, right? So that's what ended up, you know, helping us realize, like, man, maybe we need to open up a store in Oswego. And that was in our second year. So 2015, so 2017, we opened up Dr. Gadget Oswego. The Oswego, that's our second location. And then after that, I'm like, man, I want to have more stores. The goal is to have more stores. My brother, my business partner at the time, he wanted to focus on like different businesses. So I was like, hey, man, do it. I want to help you out as much as I can on my end. But I really love the Dr. Gadget brand that we built. I love what I do here. You know, let's work out a deal where I can take full ownership. And, you know, we came to an agreement. He was happy. I was happy. So it was probably about a year after we opened up. No, sorry. So 2020. So 2019, I bought him out. So last year I bought him out. And at the same time, while I bought him out, I was actually working a deal with one of my biggest competitors in Naperville, which was it used to be iFixter. He changed it to a different store, and then he wanted to move out of the state. But it was one of my biggest competitors, but he was also like a friend, a mentor in a way. Like, you know, he was in the industry for a lot longer than I was. and he would, you know, we would always help each other out. If I needed a part, you know, he would be there. If he needed something, I would help him out. So we just built that relationship. Even though he was one of my biggest competitors, we just built that good relationship. Like, you know, it's a different market. He's Naperville, I'm Aurora. Even though we, you know, we had, you know, customers call it, you know, saying, oh, they're doing for this much, we're doing for that much. We just kept a really good relationship. And then I was talking about buying his store and converting it for a while, and then finally pulled the trigger on that one. And so Naperville store, I got last year, end of last year. And then just been running that one. So one of my goals was like that. So I had goals set for myself, like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is when I want to get done. But the one thing I'll tell, you know, future CEOs, entrepreneurs is always write your goals down, right? Because if you have them written down, you'll be able to see them, not just like, oh, I had this idea, I have that idea. No, you have it written down, and you're going to write down what the plan is to when you're going to accomplish the small steps to, you know, accomplish the main goal. So there's the big goal that you have, right? But that big goal, there's little steps you have to take, like, you know, climbing a ladder, right? So, but even those steps, they require that you have to set those goals. Like, okay, by this year, I'm going to do this much. By this year, I want to do this much. And one of my things was like, man, every year I want to open up another store. Yeah, it's been 5 years. I have four, well, technically three brick and mortar stores. And then the bus is the fourth location, kind of. So I mean, I'm a year behind, but I'm still next year is gonna be big, you know, like the big goal is to have a bunch of stores next year. So, but you know, you gotta start small, and then you set the goals, and, you know, make sure you take the proper steps to accomplish those goals. And then the last year I had the Naperville location, so then we're at 3 locations, and then 2020 this year, we launched Dr Gadget Express. My cousin, he moved out here from New York, and he's like, man, let's do it. And you know, pull the trigger, and we already had about like 10 or 12 appointments booked already that we've already, you know, done the repairs on. So it's getting there. It's growing, you know, slowly. It's steps that, you know, you take, but like I was saying earlier, with the, you know, with all the blessings from God, you know, it's gonna happen, you know, and grow even faster. So
I love it. I love it. Well, look, you know, one of the things that I want to kind of recap there is, what were some things that you think about as far as, you know, financially? So take us back to, you know, you open up that second location based on data of Oswego people out there. And there's a good distance between Aurora and Oswego, a nice little Ogden thoroughfare there. To give an example for people that may be listening just all around, there's a good distance between the 2 locations. But financially, how did you start to say to yourself, hey, you know, from every dollar, I'm going to save 5 cents, 10 cents, $3, whatever. You know, how did you start to formulate that? Because obviously it takes capital, right? A lot of people learn that. And then, you know, and obviously walk us through the your cousin coming from New York.
Yeah. So my cousin coming, I mean, as far as saving to open up the other locations and, you know, more location, I kept my pay really low, you know what I mean? Because I was like, I want this, whatever, like I could survive on the lease. So I would put all the money back into the business instead of just taking it for profits and, you know, going and buying a Lamborghini or something. I saved, I just kept putting it back into the business, because the goal is, once you have a set amount of business coming in and a set amount of numbers, that's when you get your, you know, Lamborghini or the other crazy goals that, you know, you want to do for yourself. So I just, you know, was patient. That's it. Like, you know, I'm patient with my purchase. I don't just go, I mean, I, like, thank God, alhamdulillah, I do have the ability to go buy what I want, but I think about the long term instead of the short term. Like, yeah, okay, I can go buy a nice car, blah, blah, but no, you want to have a certain amount where you have this financial freedom to, you know, make a big decision like that. But I forgot who, somebody, I think it was in a Warren Buffett book I was reading, like, only buy if you can afford to buy it 3 times, then buy it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's one of my things. Like, man, I want to have that where I can go, you know, be able to happily, you know, comfortably get something that I want, something nice, you know, for myself. But I still haven't done anything crazy like that yet. You know, I just want to, like I said, I have my goals to grow to a level where I can comfortably do that. So.
And you know what, you're sharing a lot of great knowledge, right? I mean, obviously, first of all, write your goals down. A lot of people just don't do that. And it's 90% of the way there is visualizing, seeing your goals, understanding kind of where you're going. You know, you're in this day to day. You also decided very early not to pay yourself a ton of money. So for every dollar that came in, you're not taking away from the company 30, 40 cents, right? Which could be significant. You obviously start building your network of people. You bring in your employees. Some of them last, some of them don't, right? You got to learn that process in the training. What are some things that you did on the training side that would be curious to know? Did you put a book together, like a manual? Did you set up a certain amount of videos that they needed to see? Did you kind of take a look at their work? What's some of that process, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, the manual or the book that you're talking about, that's definitely one of the top things on my to-do list. So I definitely still have to do that. But mainly it was a lot of repetition and a lot of practicing on, devices. Like we do a lot of recycling too. So we'll get devices in that customers don't want. Sometimes we'll pay them first. Sometimes, we send it out to the recycling company because we can't do anything with it. But with those devices, what I ended up doing was I set up like the main phones that we get. I set up like, okay, so this phone, let's say somebody recycled the iPhone 4, right? We can't do anything with it. It's already busted up. It's broken. But it becomes, at that point, becomes a good device to practice on, right? Like, well, and if somebody messes something up on it, it's a practice device, so it's fine. But a lot of repetition and just going through the different repairs, the different, starting from iPhone 4s all the way to the newest one, like the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Like I have devices for even iPhone 11 just for testing that people can, my technicians that I'm training, they can practice on, open it up, completely disassemble it, put it back together, make sure it works and turns on. And, it's a lot of repetition, and I always tell them too, watch YouTube videos. If something you can't figure it out, watch a YouTube video. I mean, I ask me first because I'm 99% of the times I know the answer, but if not, you can always check, or if I'm not there, check YouTube. But they always call me, and I have a very open communication with all my, technicians. They have my cell phone number. I usually pick up right away. Unless the only time I really don't pick up is either I'm praying or I'm sleeping. Those are, the two things. So.
Love it. And I was going to ask you if there's a few parts left over when they disassemble it and put it back together. Is that okay?
No, definally not. Never
okay. That would be me, my friend.
Yeah, no. See, here's the thing. Like the one thing I was telling them, like, okay, so a $1 trillion company like Apple put that screw in that position for a certain reason, right? They did the R&D, research and development. They took the time to make that phone exactly the way it is. That's how we're going to put it back together exactly the way it's supposed to be. Like sometimes I'm not like, I honestly feel like we do, we go above and beyond even more than what the Apple store does. Cause like we'll have customers coming, oh, I took my phone to Apple and they're saying they can't fix it and they don't want to fix it, or they're going to charge $300, but they're going to replace it out. They don't want to fix it. They bring it to us. We open it up. We run our diagnostic, try a new LCD, a new battery, charging port. Sometimes it's even just a camera flex cable, like one cable that's causing the issue on the whole phone. That happens. But, just for us trying out the different things, it takes time. But, when you take the time to do it right, you get the right result. And that's why, like, we've been able to bring devices back to life that Apple hasn't, been able to fix. Or even some of my biggest competitors, like, they're sending us business because they know that we, like, for me, like, even though it's a business and alhamdulillah, thank God I do, make good money from it. It's more than that. It's like, I want to be able to help a customer. I want to be able to help them get their, child's pictures off that water damaged device. I want to be able to, bring it back to life, So
that's amazing. It's amazing. Well, look, I mean, that's part of what's made you so successful. You got 4 locations, you got a mobile, service part of it. So tell me a little bit about the idea of the mobile. Let's kind of divert, right? You've got 3 retail locations, and look, retail has gotten hurt. It's 2020, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what time you're listening to this, maybe in a couple of years, you come across the Dr. Gadget here on Go for CEO. Obviously retail has gotten hurt in some sense with some types of businesses. It sounds like you have thrived through 2020 and the pandemic. What made you think about the mobile service and how unique that service could be to go to places and be on the spot there?
Yeah, no, definitely. It was, let me just fix this. It keeps, every time I get a notification on, we're going to have to edit this out of the video.
Well, good luck. I'm not that great at editing yet.
Yeah, I just turned all the notifications off. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Is you paying card or cash?
All right. Hey, this is about entrepreneurship, everybody. You're learning the Go for CEO pains and gains, and then the Dr. Gadget pains and gains.
Chris over here. Chris, say hi to the camera. How's it going?
Hey.
So, he's got his mask on. We're ringing out a customer as we speak. So no, I was saying about the mobile service. Tell us a little bit about the idea. You partnered up now with a new partner after buying out your brother. How's that partnership going, and where did that idea come from, especially in 2020? Yeah, so I mean, we're actually having quite a few customers asking, "Oh, could I drop off the, or can you come pick up the device from us? We don't feel comfortable leaving because they're definitely afraid of the coronavirus." We're like, yeah, I was actually going to customers' houses and picking up devices for them, dropping them off myself, just because I'm like, man, I want to, like I was telling you earlier, what other places, what's going to differentiate you from other shops, right? Going above and beyond, and that definitely, in that sense, helped a lot. Just going, picking up devices from the customer's house and bringing it back to the store, fixing it, dropping it back off. So that made, that was one of the other reasons I'm like, man, you got to do something mobile. We were talking about doing something mobile for actually a while, like at least 2 years we were talking about it. And then my cousin, he's like, man, he wanted to move out of New York. He wanted to come to Chicago. And we were talking about doing another business, actually. That's going to be our next goal, called Downtown Social. Pretty much bringing the, how you guys, like how there's Family Feud and Deal or No Deal and those type of games. We want to be able to do that, apply that concept. Essentially, kind of like how there's an escape room. People go to, kill time. They go to escape room. So we're gonna do something like that, but on the game show side. So like,
oh, wow,
yeah, Family Feud and a bunch of other games. I can't think of them right now off the top of my head, but
so take a look here, man. Dr. Gadget unveiling a little bit of a secret here. He's got another business in mind. So awesome. So the mobile side of things, really became a necessity through some questions of clients. You did a service like that on your own, but then you thought of it as a totally different part of the business that goes to place. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing. What type of locations are you in front of? Large corporations nowadays? Are you, how are you doing the mobile?
So the mobile thing, we're just promoting a lot online. Same thing through the website. We made a whole new Facebook page, Google page, Yelp, and definitely paying for SEO on that end. Like I said, we've gotten about 12 customers so far that we've already fixed their devices. The mobile Dr. Gadget Express, it's pretty much a Dr. Gadget on wheels. So we got like workstations in there. We definitely take all the parts out so no one can just break into the van and steal our inventory. But so we we take all whatever the customer needs, we take it with us at the time to do the repair. And
so what would you expect over the next year? Let's just say projected a year from now. What kind of percentage of your business do you think, compared to the other 3 stores, you're going to do through this mobile service?
I would say here. Hold on one second, bro. There's we're trying to ring this customer out. Hold on one second. You're gonna have to pause this part, okay? You see that? I have money on my phone. Yeah. Yep.
All right, everybody. We took a quick break, but the doctor is back. Dr. Gadget, Mohawk. So we were talking a little bit about just the mobile service, another unique service within the Dr. Gadget phone and tablet repair company. So tell us a little bit about what you think the percentages are that you feel the market's going to bear compared to the total revenue of what you're doing.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it's going to add on to the total, sales overall. I mean, percentage-wise, I would say about at least a 20 to 30%. Chrissy's coming. 20 to 30% of just overall growth, as you know, which I'm hoping essentially will, you know, also come back to Dr. Gadget, actual brick and mortar location as well.
So you're planning on the services kind of being another piece of the puzzle, but also you said you brought on your cousin. So is that a different entity, or are you branding it also the Dr. Gadget way and still the same corporation?
No, it's a different entity, but it is a part of Dr. Gadget, right? Because I own Dr. Gadget, I own the brand, I own the name, you know, it's trademarked, all that good stuff. So it's even on Dr. Gadget Express, like everything's under my name. He's my business partner. So
Yeah.
you know, we split the cost of doing the actual business itself, and then we're gonna split the, you know, profits evenly too, pretty
So
much.
people understand, like, so the Dr. Gadget phone and repair, phone and tablet repair, you own 100%. Then you get this
Right,
idea with your cousin to be able to build another piece of the puzzle, but you set up a
right,
different entity. You have 50-50 ownership in that, and you put 50-50 capital into that as well,
right,
which is really cool. You kind of diversed also. You said that you're looking to do a game show. We won't hit too much of that, but that was
right.
a cool idea as well. So I'm looking forward to maybe interviewing you when you guys launch that side of things and
Definitely,
different business.
definitely.
But so, you know, Mo, such a great background, right? At 6 years old, you're like peddling candy. You're in the
Right.
neighborhood. You're learning these things. You know, your brother's probably seeing you. Are you the oldest or the middle or?
No, so I have my eldest brother who's who was my business partner previously. Then the second older from me, that's Ibad. He's the one who runs the Oswego store. He's my business partner over there. You know, we worked that out. And then I'm the middle child. Then there's one younger than me too, Ain. I made him a partner as well for Dr. Gadget. He runs the Aurora store with me, and then he helps with Naperville as well. And then at the Naperville store, I have one of my technicians, Austin, really good buddy of mine too. He takes care of that one. And yeah, and then we have, you know, about four other, you know, technicians that I'm training right now. So
Awesome, awesome. Well, look, I mean, scaling is a big part of the game. You said, you know, put it out there in the world, right? For God to help you is 500 stores. We're looking forward to seeing that. You know, one of the things that we end up an interview with Mo is we like to go through the C, the E, and the O, right? For Go for CEO and the business side
yeah.
of things, which is client experience, employee engagement, and operational excellence. So why don't you tell us a little bit about why Dr. Gadget has the best client experience in your industry?
Honestly, this goes back to what I was saying earlier too. The golden rule, right? We want the customer to not just come that one time, or, you know, just have that you know, one experience. We want them to know that, okay, when they come to Dr. Gadget, they're gonna not only get their phone fixed, done the right way, but it's gonna be warranty too. We're gonna take care of it, as well as we're gonna go above and beyond to, you know, make sure that they have a good experience. Because my thing is, I don't want just them to come. I want their whole family to come. I want their aunts, their uncles, their brothers, their sister, mom, dad, everyone, the whole generation to come. There's one family, actually a really good buddy of mine, Ken Lee. They do asphalt. They have a whole asphalt business. I've probably fixed at least 3 or 4 different generations, from like the grandma, the, you know, the dad, the son who I'm friends with, and then like even their niece and nephews and stuff. You know what I mean? So like that's four generations coming to Dr. Gadget. So alhamdulillah, thank God, it's, you know, it's a good feeling, and that not just being able to help them out, but the fact that they trust us with that much, just that much business. They're like, okay, yeah, just only go to Dr. Gadget, only, you know, like, and like I was telling you too, our prices are a lot better than, you know, most of the places. Like even right across the parking lot, Best Buy, they, one example, like a case, like an OtterBox case, where they charge $80 for it. We have the same case here for about $30. You know what I mean? So that makes a huge difference.
Oh, it's enormous, man.
Yeah.
Well, look, you know, the next one is really something that you've been mastering, and you know, you shared even just kind of sitting down with your guys. But what would you say is kind of that value proposition for employee engagement? Why are people staying with Dr. Gadget? Why are your family attracted to you and your business? What is
Mhm.
going on with what you guys are doing with your employee engagement?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, employee engagement is very, very important because you want, they could go work for the competition, easily. It can happen. But I just, show them as much love as I can, respect them, treat them with respect. If they make a mistake, I make sure that they know that they made the mistake and they acknowledge that, okay, yeah, they made a mistake, but they're going to fix it and what they're going to do to make sure it doesn't happen again. Um, I would say every like month or two, every 2 months, take the employees out to like a Brazilian steakhouse, like Fogo de Chao or Chama Gaucha, and for a lot of them, it's an experience too, because like, I mean, not everyone just goes and spends $80 per person to go out to eat, but I want them to be like, okay, I want to show them that I appreciate them, that they're not just my employees, but I treat them, like family, and even as far as like giving them good advice. Like I always try to, give the best advice that I can. I want them to grow with me. I want, them to grow with just as a person themselves, like I just want them to, become the better you. How do you become the better you? And that's why I was, even for myself, like what can I do to be a better person, not just for me, but for, the people around me. And that I feel like that helps a lot. And they see that they see that I'm not just there for they're so they can work for me and make me money. No, I treat them like family. Like they have issues with their cars, I'll go take them, drop them off to the dealership, pick them up, and like like I help them out. I treat them like their family. Like I don't, yeah, like I'm the CEO of the company, but I'm a just a I'm another person. Like you gotta, sometimes people start having issues when they start thinking too highly of themselves. And one thing that my religion, Islam, teaches me is just to be very humble, like be thankful, because you never know when it's gonna, something just happen and everything's gone. Like I get no, hopefully never, like, but get in a car accident, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like that, there's so many things that can happen. And, that's one of the things that you just got to be humble, and you got to treat others with respect. Like, you just got to, no, don't ever think too highly of yourself. Don't ever have that head that you're like, oh, I'm the best. I'm, this and that. No, like thank God, alhamdulillah, thank God, with the blessing of God, I'm able to do what I can do. That's why I have, over 355-star reviews, because
Wow.
it's, we take care of people. Like it goes back to just taking care of people in general, not just the customer, not just the employee, but just, you know, people in general. So
Definitely,
that
definitely. Well,
helps a lot.
you nailed employee engagement. You can hear the passion of what's behind you. I know we have a mutual connection, which I didn't know. He's been on our show, Advanced Sports Therapy with Aslan.
Oh, I was on, really nice guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know him
yeah,
from the mosque too. Really nice guy.
just great faith-based things that he shared on his interview. And so last one is operational excellence.
Yeah.
Uh, what is it that makes a difference with your operations? Like how are you tweaking things? What's the value proposition for Dr. Gadget with your operations?
Operations, honestly. So another thing that I didn't mention, I used to work in the pharmacy at Walmart, right here in Naperville, and I did that for about 7 years. I was a lead tech over there. I still go over there to Walmart. There, the pharmacy's like, oh Mo, come help us out. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm a CEO. No, no shit. No, I don't say that, but I mean, they're all like, I'm really cool with all of them. But one of the things, as far as operations, that I'm really glad I worked there was just the whole process of dropping off, your medication to get, filled. It has to go through certain steps,
Mm,
before it gets, handed to the customer. You can't just like, prescribe anything and it's done. Bring in a prescription, it has to go through the right, order, the right workflow, the right channels to get to, before it gets to the customer. Because if they make a mistake in the pharmacy, that's huge, right? So I took that like workflow mentality of, okay, the customer drops it off, we get all the information that we need, then it goes to like so for instance, in Walmart, it was drop off, then it goes to like 4 point where they have to check the whole prescription, make sure everything's accurate, then which only the pharmacist can do. So it goes to inputting it, to check, the pharmacist checking it, then it goes to filling, then the pharmacist checking the actual prescription to make sure you filled the right thing, you didn't just give the patient anything, just something random, right? Like you have to give them the right things, and then goes to the customer. So I took that concept of, from A to Z of the proper steps that we need to take, You know, so one thing that we do that I know a lot of places don't do is we test the device at least 3 to 5 times
Wow.
once we get it, right? Because once a customer first drops it off, we want to make sure that there's like what we want to know all the problems before we start. And there's sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes the LCD is completely shattered, and we can't test all the problems. So we let the customer know, hey, this is the price for this, but the you know, once we get it to actually power on, we're gonna call you and let you know if there's any other issues, and at that point you can decide if you want to get it done or not. You know, and so back to the workflow, just getting, you know, dropping off their essentially their phone is a prescription, right? They're dropping it off to us. We're inputting all that information in properly, checking that we you know, we do the diagnostic, make sure do a full test. If there's any other issues like ear speakers aren't working or cameras aren't working, we know about the problem. We let the customer know, hey, this is fixed. You know, you have these other issues, or your battery's about to go bad. Do you want to get a new one? Like we take that initiative to, you know, go above and beyond and test everything out. So so we know, like, okay, you know, you're gonna get 100% device back, like a, you know, fully working device with no issues. That's the goal.
You know what? You described such a great thing, right? You took some time from where you had some corporate experience with a large company, somewhere where you want to be in the future with Dr. Gadget, and you took that. I call that CASE. It's an acronym. Copy and steal everything.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, just, you know, learn, right? You learned somewhere where you were working, and you've applied it to your business. What a great insight. And everybody in the Go for CEO community, listen to this interview. You know, understand the values that Mo, you know, has foundationally with what his background is, and how he treats people, and how he treats his clients, and how he treats his employees, and the vision that he has, right? The goals that he's setting out to be able to get to the 500 stores, and then another service that he has within the service, and brings in more family to grow that. So, Mo, why don't you share with people where they can get a hold of you? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? Are you on website?
Yeah.
Maybe phone number? Share a little bit of the details of
Yeah.
how to get a hold of you as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the best way to get a hold of me, I mean, obviously come visit the Aurora location. We're right across the street from Fox Valley Mall. You can Google us, Google Dr. Gadget Aurora. Our phone number here is 630-340-5563. One of the technicians will pick up. Usually I am at this location. If I'm not, I'm just always thinking about what the next project is, what the next goal is. One thing I didn't even really get to talk about is Big Apple Bagels. That's other business that me and my business partner, Bilal, my best friend, it's my brother. He's, you know, my brother from another mother. We own Big Apple Bagels on 95th and Book Road. That's a whole nother business. I'll have you
Have them
interview
on.
him. Yeah, I'll have him interview with you for that one. And he's literally, we don't look anything alike, but it's my brain twin. We have the same mindset, the same, you know, goals driven, you know, very, you know, religiously, you know, involved with, you know, our Islam, you know, our religion, and, you know, thanking God for everything that, you know, he's blessed us with. So I'll have you, you know, you can interview him soon too. He's crazy busy too. So I'll figure out a good time for you to talk.
No worries, no worries. But so tell you did your phone number.
Yeah.
What's their website, and
Yeah.
maybe the Instagram and some of the social media spots?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on all the social medias. Google is another good one. You can always reach out to us on Google. Yelp, same thing. My is Dr. Gadget Aurora. I have a Yelp account for all three of the stores, and Dr. Gadget Express as well. And then I'm on Twitter. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really posted anything on Twitter in a long time. I am on it. Same thing with Instagram. We just made a TikTok recently. So we just had like 2-3 videos, nothing crazy on there. But as far as getting a hold of me, you know, Aurora location, I'm usually here. Call the store. You know, anything I could help with, definitely, you know, reach out. There's one of my friends actually. He came up with a slogan for me. It goes, if you what is it? If you drop your phone and you crack it, come get it fixed at Dr. Gadget.
Nice. That's a little jingle. I love it.
And then there's a rated R version too. I don't know. I'll just say it. You can edit it however you want.
All right.
It if your bitch break your phone and she acting ratchet, come get it fixed at Dr. Gadget.
Nice, nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, man, look, it's been a pleasure. You know, I've been having so much fun. I've got about 30, 40, 50 videos that we've put together. I'm dropping them every Tuesday and Thursdays, sometimes some special editions on Saturdays and Sundays, ladies and gentlemen. But remember to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and look, give some love to Dr. Gadget. Email him, call him, get a chance to get on his website.
Yeah, if they mention that they saw the YouTube video, meeting the CEO of Dr. Gadget, I'll throw in a free tempered glass screen protector with any iPhone screen repair. And
this guy knows marketing, man. This guy knows marketing. Look at that.
Back to life.
Any opportunity to market. Oh, what a beautiful thing. And I hope that you have taken the challenge to really listen to this video. I know that obviously this is the real deal, right? These are real small business owners building real businesses in America and doing some great things. So, hey, Mo, thanks so much for joining us. Any last words of wisdom?
Man, honestly, gotta thank God for everything. Definitely have faith in a higher being, and and just go at it. I always tell people, don't just talk about it, be about it. Like, do it instead of just saying, oh, I have this idea, I have that idea. No, you make that idea a reality. Make that dream a reality. That's you got to actually want to do it and just go at it.
Hey, there's only one time in life that you'll regret it. It's when you're about to die, which we all will die, if you didn't go for it and you didn't go for CEO. Thanks, Mo. I appreciate you just jumping on, man.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.